U.S. Open 2025 live updates. Day 3 latest with Jannik Sinner, Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek in action. The 2025 U.S. Open first round singles ends today at Flushing Meadows. Today it's the turn of Jannik Sinner, 1, Iga Swiatek, 2, plus Americans Coco Gauff, 3, and Tommy Paul, 14, to begin their final Grand Slam of the year, where shocks have so far been thin on the ground. Madison Keys, 6, is the biggest seed to fall so far in the women's draw, while Daniil Medvedev, 13, is the equivalent on the men's side. Along with those that we have mentioned over the last hour or so, there were several other seeded female players that booked their place in the second round yesterday. Two of the other big names in action yesterday were the number 5 seeds, Mira Andreeva and Jack Draper. Andreeva was last up on Louis Armstrong Stadium, and she wasn't keen on hanging around. Facing American Alicia Parks, the 18-year-old was out on court less than an hour, only giving up one game in a 6-0, 6-1 win. No break points conceded and only 5 unforced errors marked a devastating start to the U.S. Open for Andreeva. Earlier in the day, Draper looked to be headed for a routine straight sets win against Federico Agustin Gomez, but dropped his first set of the tournament in a tiebreak in the third. No danger of defeat, though, as the British favourites at every tournament he appears in. The crowd on Arthur Ashe Stadium had to be patient to see the Spaniard last night, and he treated them to a straight sets victory in a little more than 3 hours. His opponent, Riley Opelka, had the support of the New York crowd, but there were plenty cheering for Alcaraz, who was sporting a shaved head that caught everyone a little off guard. The number 2 seed gave up just 3 breakpoint opportunities and wasn't broken in the 2-hour match. Opelka's high-risk, high-reward game was no match for Alcaraz, and it led to a convincing first-round win. You could hardly move for all the Americans out on court yesterday, with 11 men joining the 12 women. 2 of them were seeded, with number 17 seed Franks Tiafoe advancing and number 28 seed Alex Michelsen falling at the first hurdle. That crushing defeat for Madison Keys headlined the work of the American players yesterday. She was one of 12 U.S. women in action on Day 2. 4 of them made it through while 8 dropped out. The red carpet rolled out at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Smoke blew from the cannons. Then Maria Sharapova emerged in a mid-length black dress, its collar reflecting light back into the tennis stratosphere, applauding a crowd that applauded her first. Sharapova was honored with an official U.S. Open ring last night, following her induction into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Speaking from the court, Sharapova said, "Speech balloon, New York City, what a special place. You people have made such an incredible impact on my journey and my career. I have had some of the most beautiful moments on this court and some of the most challenging. You've witnessed me grow up from being a young girl wearing an Audrey Hepburn-inspired nightdress to now 19 years later accepting this beautiful ring and this amazing honor." There was also disappointment for 12th seed, Alina Svitolina. The 2019 semi-finalist in New York lost 6-2, 6-4 to Anna Bonder on grandstand yesterday. Bonder collapsed on her bench and puts her face in a towel after securing her win. The 28-year-old from Hungary and world number 97 has never been beyond the second round of any Grand Slam singles. Only Maria Sakkari now stands between Bonder and a little bit of history. Maybe it was short-lived in the grand scheme of things, but last night on Arthur Ashe had a big impact on Venus Williams. As he fought back tears, Williams said, "Speech balloon, what did I prove to myself? For me, getting back on the court was about giving myself a chance to play more healthy. When you play unhealthy, it's in your mind. It's not just how you feel. You get stuck in your mind too. So, it was nice to be freer." Williams was diagnosed with the autoimmune disease Sjogren's syndrome in 2011 and last month revealed she had played most of her career with uterine fibroids, non-cancerous growths on the uterus that can cause heavy menstrual bleeding and discomfort. She added, "Speech balloon, I knew going into this match that people in this stadium, people in the United States, people around the world were really rooting for me, and that felt great, to have that kind of support.